Hi guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The gorgeous Liz Wood here today, and she lent me her beautiful canvas to create this makeup look for you. I hope you enjoy the video, learn something about the makeup, and always give a lot of love to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. To start every makeup, I always prep the skincare first. The first product I just did off camera is some eye drop on Liz. It's Bausch & Lomb Lumify Redness Relief Eye Drop. If you ask for recommendation, what would be my favorite eye drop to you before makeup or every day, this would be the one. It's helped to reduce eye redness and brighten your eyes. Next product I'm going to use is the Tatcha The Kissu Lip Mask. This is a really great lip mask. It is non-sticky and it does contain plant-based squalane to soften and help to plump the lips. I usually apply a little bit outside the shape of the lips because I like to really hydrate everywhere around the lips as well. And this is a vegan formula. Next product is the La Mer The Treatment Lotion. This is a moisturizing essence lotion. It hydrates and plump the skin. You can use this more or less like a serum as well, because I think it's a little more thicker texture than the normal essence. I feel a little more, way more, how do I say, it's not less liquidy. It's really hydrating the skin, and if one lighter product, this would be a great serum substitute for you. The next product is the La Mer The Eye Concentrate. This is the eye cream that helps to hydrate the delicate area. This is great to prep under makeup as well. It's paraben free and it is for all skin type. You can use this metal tone here to really massage the eye as well. The next product is the La Mer The Moisturizing Soft Cream. This is a softer and lighter texture than the original version. I myself like the original version for nighttime. If you find them a little bit more richer than you prefer, I would recommend you to try this one. This is just beautiful cream. I mean, you can't go wrong with the La Mer cream. And I know the price point a little high, but for me, it's worth every penny. I have tried it since I was literally 17. I saved all my money for the La Mer cream. And this really hydrate and create skin barrier. Ideally for normal to combination skin. It's great for under makeup. And for people who live in the cold weather like Canada, I mean, this is fantastic for them. And this is the lighter version, so it's a soft cream, so it's a lot lighter than the moisturizing, the thicker cream. But you see that it's just beautiful and it's just really soothing the skin. Absolutely gorgeous. Give some love to the skin, like I always say. Give a little massage, little puffing. Next step is sunscreen. The one I'm using today is from Naked Sunday SPF 50 Gabbana Clear Water Gel Serum. It is a serum texture sunscreen. It's a chemical sunscreen. It's very lightweight. You can see that I put on here. It feels like water, very, very light. And it is water-based. It's very hydrating. It's quick dry, invisible, and silicone-free. So this is a great serum you can use for all skin tones because it doesn't have that white cast at all. And don't forget the neck as well. For the complexion, I'm going to use these 3 products. The first product is the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. The shade I'm using is light and medium. The second product I'm using is Clearable Beauty Radiant Corrector for Eyes. The shades I'm using is Ivory. You can use Ivory or Beige. You can get away with Beige as well, but the shade I'm using is called Ivory. The foundation is from Sisley. It's called Phytotone Perfection Ultra Long Lasting Skin Foundation. And all the shades, if you don't catch what I'm saying, is all in the description box below. For the color corrector, this is the shades I'm using. They come in 3 shades. I'm using the lighter shade. I just put a little bit under the eye area. What I'm gonna use this is under the eye area, but I'm gonna use in all the area as well. I know this they make it for under eye, but I think brightener is brightener. You still can use in all the area as well. So I'm using a little bit right here, around here, where I see some of the redness, some of the color, some of the discoloration. So I want to brighten up a little bit those area, and I use the same color corrector as well. And this is help to conceal and brighten the under eye area or dark circle anywhere. It's very hydrating formula. It does contains sunflower and castor oil to moisturize the under eye area. So it is very hydrating. You do that, I use that to brighten up all these areas as well. Liz have amazing complexion. You can see that her skin is just flawless. Normally, someone who have beautiful skin like this, you're gonna go for like a tinted moisturizer or just a little concealer to pinpoint here and there. Of course, we always want to play with makeup, so we use a little more. But as you can see, all the skin prep I'm using is very hydrating. The skin look quite luminous. If you want to stay with this texture, then you can use more luminous or more dewy foundation. But I want the skin in more a matte side. So that's why I'm going for a little bit more natural matte finish foundation. So the foundation I'm using is the Sisley Phytotone Perfection Ultra Long Wear. And another thing I want to mention is that Liz's complexion a little brighter on the face compared to the body, and I'm trying to match the face to the body. So the foundation I'm using is going to be a little bit warmer. You can see that even I put on, you can see it clearly a little warmer than the rest of the face. But because I want to blend to the neck area, and because her skin's so great, I don't want to cover all the freckles that she has. So I'm just gonna put the foundation where it needs the most, and the rest of them I'm just really just swipe through, just have a little wash of the color without covering everything. You can see that I just do slightly like that. And the great thing is that when you use a sponge or a foundation brush like this, you can just do it really easy, quickly like that, just wash over. And this is a natural matte finish foundation. But as I always say, even though the foundation is matte or natural matte. But if you have a lot of skincare prep, the foundation becomes more luminous. So if you want the skin really matte, you can do minimum on skincare prep, or you can use more a matte primer on top of that if you want a skin really matte. But this, because a lot of skincare prep, the skin still look luminous even I use a matte foundation. And this foundation is beautiful, it's transfer proof, it's medium to full buildable coverage, it's long wear. I mean, when we say buildable to full coverage, I mean if you really want to build it on, you keep tippling like this, you can get a really full coverage. But because I want a very sheer coverage, so I just want a little bit like this. But the textured foundation is just really beautiful. You can see that her skin just looks gorgeous. I'm doing the same on the other side. So you see that I make her complexion a little warmer, almost the same color as the body, and that's the whole point. If you choose to have the same complexion of your face, then you keep a lighter color. If you want to match the body, then you just have to use a little more warmer foundation and blend it out. And we chose to have the complexion a little warmer. That's why it's a little deeper than it was before. And that's the one thing about foundation. People ask me what is the perfect way, the best way to find foundation. It's very tricky. It's really you, you know. Nowadays, everyone is so smart about taking care of their skin. They all have sunscreen on their skin, so their face always a lot lighter than the body. So the best way, you have to find a foundation that midway, and you're gonna blend it out. Otherwise, if you use the same shade of face, the body gonna still look very dark, or you can use same color the body, then the face look too dark. So maybe choose the between shades, that way it can mimic both the neck and the face. Next is the Clinical Radiant Color Corrector for eyes. This one here is a concealer, but it's more in the lightweight liquid formula. So this is great for people who want just a little coverage only, or you can use it as a brightener to certain area. If you want a little more brighter here or lighter here, you can use this because the texture is so sheer, and you can still build to a medium coverage as well. But because it have that illuminate color correcting pearl powder, it's helped to brighten the dark circle, but the texture is really light. And Liz have amazing skin. She doesn't have any like flaws to cover, so that's why I use just color corrector pen like this, just to brighten certain area. And even if we want to cover something, it's just very minor, so it's not like hard to cover at all. So you don't really need a heavy concealer for this. And you see, that's all I'm going to use. You can use the concealer brush and just really blend it out. If you want the concealer almost identical to the foundation, I would recommend a beige, it's called beige, but this one I want as a brightener as well, so I use the shade Ivory. It's a little brighter. I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. The shade I'm using is Golden Tan. This is the cream bronzer I'm going to use to bring back some dimension on the face. Because you know, sometimes foundation, you take away, you know, all the natural bone structure of the talent. So a little bit of this gonna help to bring back all the sculpting, all the shading on the bone structure the talent have. And this is a lightweight cream bronzer. It's more a matte finish. You see I use a little bit at a time, and it does give good beautiful coverage, so you just apply a little bit at a time. No fragrance, no smell, nothing at all, fragrance free and cootie free. And you see that a little bit at a time. I like this shade on pale skin because it's not too warm, so which is great. You can use as a contour. So what I'm doing right now is basically like contouring, but more like a softer version. I'm not doing really harsh like stripe like this at all. Everything just really natural and blended. I think this is the most like attractive way to sculpt in the face. Instead you do really harsh, because that way it maybe look great on camera, but in person you still want the talent to look presentable, you know. So it's better when you do really blended like this. And that's all I'm going to do, just very little, and just dip in like this. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And you see the way I normally do, I do more higher contour than sculpting than lower. I find that it's more flattering when you do people so hollow looking like lower. I think it's not as lifted and flattering when you do more higher sculpting. For powder, I'm going to use from Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. The shade I'm using is Cupcake. If you didn't catch all the name, again, on the description box. I normally use 2 brushes. You can use 1 brush if you like. I like to use a smaller brush around the eye area. It becomes a habit as well, so you don't have to. You can use a small brush everywhere, and then you use the bigger brush everywhere else. I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer as well. The shade I'm using is Saddle, and this one, just a little bit. The shade may be a little deep than what I would like. Actually, it's not bad at all. But that's the only shade I have in my kit. And I think this is just a great, beautiful coverage bronzer. And I used to set where I put the cream bronzer earlier. And you see I use very little bit at a time. See, that's the thing about using product. Even you use the color deeper, but if you use a little bit at a time, it's not going to be too much. But if you do like this and you put in there, it's going to be too much on the face, and it's going to be harder for you to blend as well. You see, just very gentle to what I do. For eyebrow, I'm going to use these 3 products. The first product is from M Cosmetic Fine Liner Brow Pencil. The shade I'm using is Brunette. The second product is also from M Cosmetic Flexi Brown Clear Brow Gel. And I'm going to use the KS&Co Micro Feathering Brow Pen as well, just to fill in any area that I want to, you know, detail in a little bit. But I might not even use them if the eyebrow doesn't need it. I'm going to create the eyebrow a tiny bit fuller. So I'm using this brown pencil. It's very fine tip, so it's easy to mimic the natural hair. What I'm doing, you see, I just do brush back a little bit. So this way it's filled in the shape first. And the great thing about this is so easy to mimic the hair, and the color is really great. And I'm gonna fill it in a little bit here. And this is vegan and cruelty-free formula as well. So you can see just a little eyebrow pencil, the eyebrow look perfect already. But if you want to go a little next level, then you just use little pen and just finesse them a little bit if you want to do a little more. And I think I just filled in a few more hair here and there. I think it just become a habit that I love working on eyebrows. So for me, it's like it's never, you know, like an ongoing thing, we never stop. That's why for me to finesse them a little bit. But something that a lot of time that you the only one that actually see the difference. But you know, if it make you feel good to do it, then do it. You know, if not, then you don't have to spend the time on finesse every little detail. But for me, that will make your makeup apart different from others, is that when you take a little time to go to spend a little more detail on the makeup. I'm going to use the Flexi Brow Clear Brow Gel. They also have one with color as well. This one, it should create soft feather brow effect, and it's really nice to set the brow. And no shine, which is great because a lot of time, you know, brow gel have some sheen in there and it's reflected the light. This one is not strong hold, it's more flexible hold. So it's hold the brow for you, but if you need to reset them later throughout the day, you still can without getting that, like, you know, like white flakes. For eyes, I'm going to use these 5 products. I know it sounds a lot, but you don't have to, but I tell you each of them. The first one is the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Weightless Eyeshadow Primer. The second one is Bobbi Brown Cosmetic Longwear Cream Eyeliner Stick. The shades I'm using is Rich Chocolate. The third one is this beautiful Burberry Eye Quad, and this one is number 2. It's called Dusty Caramel. I think they newer formulation. They have like, I think 4 different quad. It's not available everywhere, but I think you can order online. The fourth one is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Flick Liquid Eyeliner, and the fifth one is also from Lisa Eldridge. This one, Kitten Lash Mascara. I'm going to use some eyeshadow primer first. You don't have to do this step, but I think it does help for the eyeshadow. Doesn't get creased and it blends a lot easier with the eyeshadow. Next, you're gonna use the Bobbi Brown Cosmetic Longwear Cream Eyeliner Stick. This one here, the eye shape, however you want to do. You can use this as just an eyeliner. You can use this as a eyeshadow base for get the depth of the color. You can use this eyeshadow all over. I'm going to do this all over the inside waterline and the outside waterline as well. And I'm gonna do more of feline of this color. I'm not going to use the black shade. I'm going to use this shade because I think it's more, a little softer, a little more approachable than the black shades. So this is what I'm gonna do. And this have 5 tips liner, so it should create a varied eyeliner shape for you. It's waterproof. Look down for me. And it's very rich pigment. It's smudge free, flake free, and long wear as well. So I do a little bit right here. Keep your eye closed. And because it is a long wear, I recommend you do one eye at a time. It does give you enough time to play, but to be safe, it depends how fast, how slow you smudge. I recommend you do just one eye at a time. Down again. See, even just this alone, you put some mascara, you're ready to go. But I'm gonna use the eyeshadow to create more depth, more shape into the eye. That's just beautiful. And the great thing about this liner is that it's so soft, so it's very gentle around the eye area. Because sometimes you use the pencil, the pointy one, it's a little irritating on the eye, and this is very smooth and easy to blend. You can see that you can use the Q-tip to clean up the shape a little bit. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So it's just like this. You can curl the lashes, ready to go. You don't have to go further than this. But if you want to play a little more, you can. So I'm gonna go with the shadow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with this shade right here. And I put a little bit on the crease area. The great thing about these eyeshadow is they're very buildable, and you do a little bit at a time, and it's great. It's long wear formula, and the shade choices on these 4 quad is really beautiful. You see that you can just build them slowly. A lot of time when color is so pigmented, it's very tricky to build. You know, you put one in there and before you blend it, it's too much. And I think this is a great because you can never just slowly build. Let's see. See that you can leave it like that, or you can do it like this. So it's just all how you want to play with the eye. Do the same on this side. Next, use same shade, same brush. I smoke out the bottom as well. Just a little bit, not too much. And you know, a lot of time when you create these shadow here, you know, this like an under eye shadow, a little bit like that, is actually give a lot more depth, more soul to the eye. Because sometimes we put so much concealer and baking everything underneath the eye become very flat. So I think create these shadow on the bottom here is a lot more depth, and the eye look a lot more so than just like a blank and clean on the bottom. And it sounds silly, but you know, some of the Korean makeup trend, they actually create fake under eye dark circle and they draw in there just because you can create, especially hooded eye, it's actually keep you a lot more depth on the eye. Look a little bit more ahead, like a deeper set instead like a hooded too much. Okay, next I'm going to a different brush. This time I'm going to a lighter color. I do a little wash there. Go back to the old brush, blend the edge out. Next, now you can keep playing or you can stop. You can use this kind of brush, same color. I would do a little more depth here. Let's see. Okay. You can go further with other color, but I don't think she needs anything. I just use those two color only. But this is a beautiful palette. You can create a beautiful smoky eye with these color. And you know, the possibility endless. You can play with all different versions, yeah. So as you can see, because you use the eyeshadow on top of the liner earlier, so the liner become a little diffuse. If you bring back, this is from the old brushes earlier, you can use like this, just bring back, you just dust off some of those shadow you use, and that way you can have some depth back. Close the eye for me. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. The next step I'm using is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Flick Liquid Eyeliner. This is more a silky matte finish and fine felt tip. I recommend you really shake them up first because it's quite pigmented and it is smudge free, transfer proof, vegan and cruelty free. This is a fantastic liquid eyeliner. I think the tip is so fine. And the whole point I'm doing this, I'm not trying to do like a feline line at all. I'm just gonna use this to create a lot more depth on the lash line because I always smudge out with that brown liner. And this one here, you can create a beautiful single feline liner with the liquid, but this one here, I'm using for a different reason because I like a lot of depth. And this fill tip is so easy. I think it's a great liquid eyeliner. It's basically for dummies. You know, anyone can use it. It's pretty easy going. You see that I just use a little bit here. And then from the outer part, I just smudge it out a bit before it dry. Because I still want that soft focus still. And I put this here because I don't want a pointy tip, so I use that smudging brush just to blend it out the edges. So it's go with what I did earlier, but it's just a little more depth. See? And then you can use small Q-tip again, just really define, smoke out the line. Do the same on the other side. Before mascara, I'm gonna curl the lashes first. And this is the great lash curler here if you wanna ever try them because it's not too curved. So it's actually hug quite nice into the eye. Because you know sometimes the curve is so curved that it can really bother the eye. So this is a great one if you ever ask one, because we never talk much about lash curler, but this is one of my go-to. Just a little bit, but I think it's great to curl the lashes before mascara always. Liz just told me that I forgot to mention the lash curler. It is from Sarat Beauty Relief Lash Curler. So for all products, if you guys, you know, sometimes I keep talking, I don't always remember to say it, but we always list it on the bottom here of the video. I know that there's more question lately about like, you never mentioned about lip shade, you never mentioned about this. But for me, when I keep doing things like this, it's really hard for me to remember all of them by trying to look at the name. So if you really want to know, it's the easiest way. You know, my team always lists everything. We don't hold anything back, so don't worry. For the mascara, this is a lifting and defining mascara. And the formulation was designed to coat and stretch each lash. It's more a softer mascara than hard mascara. So the lash still very fluttery still and very soft. And this is, like I said, this is more a mascara, more someone who like more less clumpy. I think it's more defining and lengthening than heavy volume, but you still can really build with this mascara. And you know, you think of the old Lancome Definition mascara, this would be something comparable to that one. So you still have that defining lashes without clumpy, and you still can build the lashes. and still very defining even when you build them. And this is long wear and smudge free and vegan and cruelty free. It's quite a beautiful mascara, and I think most people will like this one because unless you like really like Columbia mascara, but it's really beautiful mascara. I'm gonna give 2 coats on the upper lashes and 1 on the lower lashes. For highlighter and blush, I'm going to use both from Rare Beauty. So originally, Rare Beauty came out with a highlighter, Positive Light Silky Touch highlighter. This is the shade in Mesmerize, one of my favorite. They have many different shades. And then Selena just decided to come out a mixture between blush and highlighter. So this is more luminous powder blush. It does give a lot of shine and it's very sheer. So it's great for someone who wants some color and highlight at the same time. So for me, I think if you use both, you can, or you can use one or the other. You can use just one. This is a very beautiful, lightweight and radiant finish. You see, I'm gonna use this color right here. Like I say, it does give you a lot of sheen. So you should use a little bit. And the way about this blush is even you don't use highlighter, but because all the higher cheekbone, you can still naturally see that highlighting because of the sheen, the pearl pigment in the blush. So I'm using a little bit right here. It's buildable, medium coverage, and it's also cruelty free. It feels very skin-like. It's just really gorgeous. And they come in, I think, 6 to 7 different shades. You see, that's just really gorgeous. You see that the blush is really beautiful. It's very skin-like. It gives you that natural sheen. I absolutely love this formulation. I'm not just saying that, but they are really gorgeous. And the great thing about this, you still can see all the skin texture with the color of the blush on top. You know, sometimes the blush was so heavy that you cover everything. And this is still give you beautiful color without covering the naturalness of the skin. If this is enough highlight for you with the blush, you don't have to use highlighter. I'm going to use a little bit of the highlight as well, just to give extra radiance. A bit on top of the nose. For lips, I'm going to use these 2 products. The first one is from Citizen Cosmetic Lip Stroke. The shade is Sun. And the second one is the Westman Atelier Lip Sway Matte Lipstick. And this is the shade. To start, I'm going to use the lip liner. This is the creamy formula. And even this is a lip liner, it's safe to use on the eye as well if you want to use this shade around the eye, and they are waterproof. To start, I filled out the lips a little bit. Lips have beautiful lip shapes. I'm not gonna change too much. Well, I'm not gonna change at all. I'm just gonna follow the natural lip shape. And then a little bit of color like this. And then what you can do is you can use a blending brush. Just soften the edge a little bit. Because I want to have the lip very diffuse, not too overdraw looking. For the lipstick, this is a very hydrating matte lipstick. They are refillable packaging. So this is, you can take it out and then you can just buy the lipstick alone, so you don't have to buy the whole package. And this lipstick is paraben and silicone free. It's really beautiful, by the way. So, and they come in good range of shades, and I like the shade a lot. It's almost like this natural lips color, but really enhanced, and it's quite beautiful, quite gorgeous. To set the makeup, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Makeup Setting Spray. That's the final look, guys. I hope you enjoy this more feline, smoky, sultry eye makeup. Enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram and social media as well. Thank you.